Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Stacy. I am the owner of Love Stones, and I am in Menifee, California. And I have been doing Zodiac card readings. So how it works is I do it by your Zodiac sign. And here is the Zodiac deck that I created um, so that I could pull a Zodiac card and see what sign I am doing the reading on. So this is June. Happy June. I I have an herbal astrology oracle deck, and I have been debating if I want to do it because um, some of these herbs they get a little complicated. You got to do, and I have made tinctures, and you got to do a lot of research, and especially if you're on medication, you got to see if it goes with your medication, and so on and so forth. So this is just a little warning. You need to do your homework. I will tell you, based on your sign, what herbs um, that you may want to consider based on action, reaction, and outcome. But at the end of the day, and I always hated that saying, but it is up to you to do the research. I'm not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be a doctor. I'm someone that has an appreciation for the herbs that are on this planet. Um, that I feel were left there by God for us to heal ourselves. That's just my own personal belief. And so, if you decide to participate in this reading, which is the herbal astrology reading, then you must do the homework and see if your body really and truly needs this herb and can handle it and can process this herb. Okay? All right, that's my disclaimer. This is done for fun. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay? All right, so let me show you the deck that I'm going to be pulling from. So this is the deck. So yeah, I wanted to see if I could get my face in the video because I know some people felt like I was hiding. I got nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. I'm not hiding anything. Another reason I was skeptical about this deck is because sometimes I pull stuff I can't even pronounce it. So y'all gonna have to bear with me and know that I'm gonna do the best I can to pronounce these words, at least spell them out to you and give you the information um, as I understand it. And I'll also hold the card up so that you can do a screen print for yourself. But um, these are actually very nice cards. And I have used them for myself and for my mom, and they've always worked. If I'm being honest, I feel like they're very powerful cards. All right, so we're going to start off with deciding which deck, which zodiac sign we're going to read for. We're going to do two, as always. So I close my eyes like I always do. I pull the first card and let me get the second card. Here's the second card. Those are the two signs that we'll be doing today. What did we get? All right, on the board. Can you see that? Sagittarius. Got Sagittarius. And we got Scorpio. It's a Scorpio. All right. I feel like the camera is not going to get glare. So I'm going to try to do the best I can. So we got Sagittarius and Scorpio. Let's get this going. What came up first? I think it was Scorpio. I always try to do them in the order in which they are received. Um, okay. All right. So I have already created a sacred space. Pillars of light all around me. Removing any energies that do not align with me or my home. Ashe. Okay, so Scorpio. What I typically like to do is I take the card and I put it on top. Okay? Then I kind of push the energy through. We are pushing the energy through. Okay. All right, so by now you should have picked action, reaction, or outcome. By now you should have picked action, reaction, or outcome. So, and then as always, I'll pull an extra one for the collective. Okay. So action, reaction, or outcome. These cards are stiff. I don't use them that often. I actually just recently used them for my mom, but I think I've used them for me twice. And I've not pulled with them at all for anybody else. So, but Spirit kept telling me to pull out of these for you. And I was like, I can't read some of the words sometimes. I don't want to. And Spirit's like, just kept asking and asking. So I have a love for Spirit. So I'm doing it. All right. First card on the board. We go. So like this is outcome. Yep, it was this one. This is action. I'm gonna go through here again. Reaction. And can I get a card for the collective, please? Card for the collective. Is this the one for the collective? Here we go. All right. So this is what we have on the board. Here we go. All right. Okay, so first card is the action card. Anissa, I have some of this in my cabinet. It's really good for pain. It actually numbs. I like it. I like it. And then the next one is horsetail. On the board, horsetail. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for being easy on me. And the last one is ayahuasca. 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 I have some of this too. Just saying it. Ayahuasca. Okay. And then mandrake. This is for the collective. Mandrake. It's sensuality, I think. Look at that. Whoa. Rooted. Straight up rooted. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay. Anissa, it says teacher. Teacher. Let's see what we get. It's a beautiful card, by the way. I'm gonna circle back and show y'all the card. Can y'all see that? It's a beautiful card. Okay, so let's see what we got. Page 33. It does upright and reverse, but we're not doing that. Okay. So it means loyalty, commitment, teacher, stability, companion, community, and unique path. Also known as a mountain daisy, wolf's bane, lion's bane, and mountain tobacco. Arnissa is grown in abundance in the alpine meadows of Europe and North America. Several Native American tribes, including, and it lists the tribes, use the root of Arnissa um, or heartleaf Arnissa to prepare for pain relief tea. European remedies date back to the 16th century when Arnisa was used to treat, a black eye, sprains, and consumption. Wow. So it is pain relief, big time. Um, I we use it here. It's kind of like an oil that you rub on your feet if they're in pain, or on your hands if you have arthritis. Okay, so Arnisa uh, it's talking about preparations have been extensively found in Russian folklore medicine, where it is used as an external treatment for wounds, black eye, sprains, consumptions, urinary tract infections, heart um, issues, and numerous others. So that's folklore. Okay, so it says, and it's just telling you a little bit about what it is and what it's been used for. And so we're not going to go through all of that, but for the most part, it is really good for pain relief. Bone healing properly for a fall after the Saturn. Ooh. It supports our energy to heal and mend after a trauma. Okay, my back is itching. Okay, so if you chose action, you're in some kind of pain. Whatever you're using, Spirit is giving you an alternative, something a little more clean, a little more healthy. There are, so I'm not going to go over it. Just Spirit saying this is a cleaner option. You can try it. Um, so you would get our Nissa, and you can also get yourself, you can either do coconut oil, or you can do olive oil, and you can put it in the oil and let it sit for 3 to 6 months. And then you can begin to use it as a rubbing agent for when you're in pain. If you can sit it in the sun, the oil in the sun, and you have got the container locked, yeah, sit it in the sun on these hot days. And it will be a very, very good pain relief topical. And for those of you that are having pain, you can use the tea. Obviously, you want to consult with a physician, but the tea is ancient. It goes back very, very far. It's been used for a long time. Concerns are that the tea is clean, that it doesn't have a lot of the sprays and stuff on it that we do here in the Americas. Um, yeah, so some people get it from Mexico, seems to be cleaner than the Americas, shameful enough. Or it can come in other avenues. But that would be the main concern. If you're drinking the tea, you want it to be clean. You don't want to be drinking a lot of other chemicals with it. And that is the message. If you chose Arnissa, then you are in some kind of pain. And you want to try to, whatever pain meds you're taking, maybe try to get off those and get on something like Arnissa. Maybe it's not as addictive. If you sip on a tea a couple of weeks, a couple of days a week. Do the research. Okay. All right. That is for those of you who chose action. I'm going to move on to horsetail, which is reaction. Horsetail. Okay. Let's see what we get for horsetail. Horsetail is patience. Okay. I'm gonna hold that card up for you again. And at the top is a horsetail. See that at the top? It looks like a corn on the top, but it's horsetail. You got the trees and then you got the star. Looks like it is winter time there. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's see what it says. Okay, so upright, and we're only going to read upright. Endure, steady, focus, period of gestation, trust the process, heightened sensitivity. Okay, whenever you cross paths with horsetail, you are looking at a member of the soul surviving genius of a once great lineage. Prehistoric horsetail is said to have uh, been giant compared to the remaining species that exist today. So they're saying it was giant, meaning it was like large. Horsetail probably grew that big, maybe even larger. I don't know. Okay. This primitive plant is a descendant of a large tree from the Paleozoic era, about 375 to 600 million years ago. Wow. These plants emerged from primordial swamps over hundreds of millions of years ago, long before dinosaurs walked the earth. All cultures to which horsetail is native use it as a food and a medicine, often cooking it like a vegetable or chewing it raw in the springtime. Horsetail strengthens connective tissues such as skin, hair, nails, bones, teeth, cartilage, ligaments, and even mucous membranes. In ancient times, it was referred to as bone mender, and it was used to help heal broken bones, fractures, osteoporosis. Horsetail is ruled by Saturn and is strengthening the skeletal system and corrective tissues and promoting wound healing, hair growth, skin protection, and bone strength are all the ringed the ring planet's domain. The ring planet's domain. Saturn also corresponds with the processing of minerals within the body, particularly the kidneys, which horsetail also nourishes. Saturn provides a protective shielding, courage, endurance, patience, self-control, and blessings of courage. Saturn, known in Greek, is the lord of time and viewed as destructive and all-devouring force. Okay, so we're going to skip all of that. But there is apparently power in horsetail. So it says for guidance, it says horsetail teaches us the power that lies within, patience, endurance, and hidden blessings, which are gained from challenges. Helps you to find something good out of failures. So sometimes when you use horsetail, things aren't obvious. they come to you later. So they're talking about how you use it. And it says, it's like a medicine, grounds you to the earth's energy. It provides us a heightened sensitivity and a purity of trust, essential tools to have as we navigate this life's journey. Invoke the strength of horsetail as a power animal when you need to increase your psychic sensitivity and intuition. Whoa, isn't that interesting? You can invoke the spirit of horsetail. I might do that later today. So, this is interesting. For those of you who chose reaction and got horsetail, very interesting. You can do the work. It is known as a medicine, but it also obviously has a host of other properties. So if you chose reaction, there's a reason, do the research, work with it, and yeah, come back and leave a comment on what you did and how it worked out. I'd love to hear about it. Okay? Let me see if I get anything before we move on. So it's like in these days, many people don't really eat horsetail like they used to, or even chew on it. They use it in rituals, they carry it with them, they place it in a book for luck. It's not something that is typically eaten, it's something that is carried to shift the energy in a particular place. Not saying that you cannot eat it, we're talking about the function of it at this day and age. It is very powerful and can help with intuition. So those of you who have shows horsetail, the challenge is finding you some of a good quality. Do your research, take your time, and then share with others. Ashe. All right, that is the message on horsetail. Very interesting. I learned something today. I'm going to go try to find me some horsetail. Just saying. Okay, ayahuasca, rebirth. Let's see what we get for ayahuasca. Okay, so let me show you the picture. Trying to get through that place. See that? Beautiful picture. Beautiful picture, beautiful picture. Okay, so that's ayahuasca. At the top, if you look closely, ayahuasca is almost like a spirit. And you can't tell if it's a man or woman. And then there's a baby at the bottom. But ayahuasca is a spirit that's, see that? Weaving. There's the spirit's face. And then there's a baby at the very bottom. And the ayahuasca is weaving something. Ooh, this one's interesting. All right, let's see what we get. Okay. Ayahuasca, rebirth. So if you chose outcome, you chose rebirth. Okay. It says Banastoric Cappy, psychedelic, Virtus on the upright, rebirth, mastery, great revelation, discovery of higher self, meeting the creatrix, out reads, divine messenger, gifts from spirit, realization, telepath, and transcendent. Okay. That's in the upright. Ayahuasca is an ancient ceremonial brew native to the Amazons, used as a sacred spiritual medicine among many indigenous people within South America. In the Kicha, Aya, A-Y-A, means soul or spirit and means vine. Ayahuasca is primarily made of two key plants, um, cappy, vine, and psychedelic. Um, so when I told you I have it, I have the cappy vine. That's what I have. And I put it in one of my tinctures. I don't have the psychedelic. I don't even know if that is legal in the Americas, but I know the cappy vine is. Okay. Um, Also known as um, chakruna, along with other ingredients, which vary depending on the medicine maker, and the kurodoso. Okay, so I think like that is the person that's making it. Just saying. The ancient ayahuasca brew is traditionally prepared for curing illness, divination, and diagnosing tool for healing others. It is served by a shaman as sacred song and dance are performed in honor and invoked the spirit. The brew induces a profound visionary state, igniting supernatural abilities such as vivid communication with ancestral relationships, with interdimensional beings, and the ability to see into the future, and more. Amazonian folk healers have used ayahuasca primarily to rejuvenate the body, the soul, as well as to purge the body of accumulated toxins as a cellular gastralization and psycho emotional cleanser. Scientific studies show that ayahuasca may benefit those dealing with depression or PTSD. I don't know that to be a fact. Do the research. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there. So it's just talking about how, because it is composed of two different plants, each one of them plays their part. So it says guidance. You are mastering the power of awareness when aligning to your higher power. Ayahuasca spirit is here to support you in your ascension, drawing upon ancient wisdom embedded in your DNA and in the earth. Allow yourself to be shattered as you travel through the cosmic womb. Ayahuasca catalyzes purification through the cardiac release of the known, only to reveal undiscovered terrain within the soul. You are one with the magnetic brilliance of Source, the intelligence that orchestrates the great mastery. Feeling lost in the birth only comes when a loss of intentional or respect happens. Offer your greater intentions, sacrifice your needs, enter into a void without expectation, and allow yourself to be consumed by an oceanic consciousness. Remember, dear one, that to heal the world, you must heal yourself. You are the source of love. Wow. Okay. I will start by saying I do have a tincture. If you are interested in it, reach out to me. And again, it doesn't have the hallucination part. It's called Cappy Yag, but it does have the other the cappy in it. That's why it's called cappy egg. And it is great. It's a great tool to use during your meditations. Okay, let me see what I'm getting. I'm getting, yes, the cappy egg will work. It is underutilized. Okay. If you chose this card today, you are going through a rebirth. And this is not necessarily asking you to do any particular herb. This particular reading is to inform you of what is happening to you on a cellular level. You're going through a rebirth. You are like you are finding the lost part of your soul, self. Could be soul, could be self. If I said soul, then I said call your soul back from all space and time. For whoever this is for, I call their soul back for all space and time. It is their soul. They want it back and they want it back now. I said soul for some reason, so we're going to put that out there. Say that 5 times. Okay. You're going through a transformation. And so sit in it. And if you feel a need to do ayahuasca, do it. If you are interested in doing a tincture, do it. If you do not want anything, then don't take anything. The choice is yours. But you are going through a rebirth. Your life is changing. Life as you know it will cease to exist. That as one door closes, a beautiful door is opening. And you will be so happy you closed the door behind you as you walked out the other door. Ashe. Good things are coming. Change. Change is good. Okay, so that is for the, I'm just getting the chills. That is the person that chose outcome. Outcome is change. It's rebirth. It's a renewal. Relax. It's happening. Okay. All right. That is ayahuasca. The next and the final is mandrake. It's called mandrake. And I'm not familiar with this, so let's look it up and see what we get. Mandrake. Sensuality. Upright sensuality, discovering new forms of intimacy, finding the inner beloved, expression of healthy, sensual abundance. Okay, then. Let's see. Known as Satan's apple or devil's apple and man's root, mandrake is one of the most famous mystical aphrodisiac plants. In ancient times, the dried root was soaked in wine and enjoyed as a love potion, and was believed to be a cure for infidelity in women. Natives to the Mediterranean, the root of this unusual plant looks identical to a little human, also called love apples. In the Old Testament of the Bible, the golden yellow fruit of the mandrake can cause intoxicating sexual desires. Look at that. According to the Kabbalah, mandrake was a symbol for becoming one, and the text alludes to it being used in secret mythical rites in ancient Israel. In ancient Egypt, mandrake fruit and wine were used in love offerings during courtship, consuming it. Mandrake is the embodiment of Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of love and fertility. All right, I'm going to stop there. I'm familiar with Hathor. I will say that full transparency. I want to see what I get for the collective. It's like the collective as a whole, the world as a whole, but in particular, the Zodiac sign is the focus. It's so serious. The sensuality is leaving the human race because everything is an illusion to put us in fear, that you don't even have a time to step back and um, focus on your sexuality or sensuality, because of all the chaos. So Spirit saying, step out of all of that nonsense that's going on and find your sexuality again. Be sensual. If not just for yourself, bring that energy back before it is lost. There are certain things on this planet that they are literally going to vanish if we don't hold on to them. And this is one of them. So if you are seeing this reading today, do something sexual, do something for your sexuality. And it doesn't have to be for anybody else but you. Do something classy. Step back into sexuality or sensuality. And let's pull that energy back into this world in which we all reside. And that is the message from Spirit today for the Scorpio. My name is Stacy. I appreciate spending some time with me today. Have a good morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time you are watching this video. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Tell a friend, like and subscribe. Bye now. We'll see you. All right. Doesn't work. Okay.